Mate, for me, Rome Kakran fan Ademefa.
Nyame born Wednesday. Calf betimi ayomo awards no na. O cheke finally enra the shortlist that me buy player of the year when it comes to men.
Yeah.
The shortlist that me buy, and I think say we didn't see any Ghanaian na OPM ewo honum. And then we didn't also see Senegal man, Sadio Mane and also APM. But then we've seen Hakimi, Mohamed Salah, and then Victor Osimhen say Omumbi and say a room for that particular awards are Omoko compete.
Are we not all expecting Ghana man biara?
Was it?
We now expecting Ghana man biara.
Oh, say it's been a while at least. Inya kudus bika crowd man.
Ewa. Maestro toda ya o sheda na se ya na. Opesa so obana obabe so opeso srega mentiase sesen.
Oh, see
kudus wa ha.
I think kudus room first.
Ah, wura sikwa fara mama ye konto ko for kudus bra. Maestro ada wa sheda na. Maestro.
Oh, we share that.
Na wo yes how you kudus. How kudus.
But see nya Ghana ni amane rema we are having fuse ODG. I will bet me a pair for me the Yamba Wednesday. So I'm also a Ghanaian artist. It will also bet my pair for me.
Uncle to Anthony.
See, and you will be a man compete when it comes to Player of the Year awards, and a few ODG will be performing live for us. But say we had these particular three players, Omukra, no doubts with their qualities and what they've been able to do in the recent number of seasons with their respective football clubs. Around the other time. But so we'll check it with Achraf Hakimi. There is a particular man that he has played consistently for the side of PSG Football Club for a number of seasons, and especially with last season. So we'll pay the best right full backs in the world. I will actually choose Achraf Hakimi over most of these prolific right full backs. I need so many number quality in the world, not because I'm African, but looking at Kwaya. Papa, if say Luis Enrique, when he came to PSG Football Club, how he was able to channel most of these players into his system, and then he made an impact using Papa Efrense Achraf Hakimi into his right full back position, making sure say at any moment in time, at any moment in time, Achraf Hakimi will be that particular secret weapon tooler. Obetimi they utilize more of opportunities against the other opponent in the PSG Football Club. So the year under review, when you are talking about the kind of traits, the kind of qualities that Hakimi share in the right full back position, it was very, 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 very important. DIABY, he was able to help PSG Football Club win the domestic league, that's the French Liga, or Sansu Diomuji, the Coupe de France, edge most of the titles domestically, making sure that when it comes to the UEFA Champions League, he will go in all out, help the side of PSG Football Club in winning against Inter Milan by a huge number of goals. Even when it comes to the Super Cup against Tottenham Hotspur, he was part of that particular member, Omutimi Eshe, Thomas Frank, and Brian Momoje, that particular Super Cup. So in terms of trophies, in terms of everything, you can easily attest the fact say this man stood it high for the side of PSG Football Club, and then he was able to make it over against the other players at Onyomu Air Compete. But then when you check about Mohamed Salah, one thing that you can't take it from Mohamed Salah is his consistency ever since he joined Liverpool Football Club, and making sure say he will win a lot of laurels, give consistent number of goals, and then give consistent number of assists for Liverpool. So Liverpool last season, the kind of performance and a slot you saw in winning the English Premiership, the one part who play major role apart from the coach, that particular coach and coach the moment. One player who played major role in the success last season was Mohamed Salah, and it wasn't something Abeka say a fluke. It was a hard-working Mohamed Salah at that age. And Obianim say Salah Remo in the early 30s, he wouldn't give much performance for Liverpool Football Club, but then the performance a bit made decrease. But last season, looking at the big matches that he played for Liverpool, he was able to live up to that particular expectation against Chelsea, against Manchester United, against Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur, and even into the Champions League, making sure that he will make it very well for Liverpool Football Club. But unfortunately, PSG MON-FRI in the UEFA Champions League made it an open space for Mohamed Salah not to compete for the Ballon d'Or this particular season. But so we'll check it in this particular season in terms of African best star players who made me perform very well with their football clubs. I believe Mohamed Salah did it very well for that particular Liverpool Football Club. But then, so we show Liverpool attacking option anymore last season. Omo Luis Diaz, Omo Mohamed Salah. Then they have this particular guy, Owukoye. Diogo Jota. Talking about Mohamed Salah, the impact and how he was able to carry this particular team. Well, honest lot, making sure say Obo in the 4-3-3 system, Salah Ebebo in the right wing forward, and sometimes Owuposino to become an incisive force number 9 just to support Obese Luis Diaz or Obo in the left flanks. And Eboa, Emma Liverpool, that kind of maximum balance in attacking third. So looking at the number of goals, the number of assists that he made for Liverpool, it was over 20 goals plus assists for Liverpool Football Club under Arne Slaughter. Now Mohamed Salah shared most of these particular things for himself. But at DIABY team dropping the point. When it comes to the African best, will be the UEFA Champions League. Because if you are having Hakimi, who have won the UEFA Champions League, and the year under review, the season under review, most of the competitions are superior than other competitions, being it your domestic league, other competitions now you do as a player. For you to actually open up and then make sure to be the African Ballon d'Or is the side of the UEFA Champions League. And the hormone and Mohamed Salah losing it out after the PSG Football Club. The same Achraf Hakimi only competing in the African best in that particular knockout stage. To me, who say that performance for Liverpool in the UEFA Champions League, it was something weaker. And over the weakest points in that particular performance, when it comes to the national team, Mohamed Salah has been doing very well for the Egyptian national team. I qualified about the AFCON. And then he's also doing very well and then had qualified them to the World Cup. And it tells you, say, when it comes to the national team as compared to Achraf Hakimi, the same thing on that particular plate. Once on my server national team, Hakimi qualified them to the AFCON and then also qualified them to the World Cup. The same thing applied to Mohamed Salah. They have done, successfully very well with their national team. But so we'll check it for Victor Osimhen. Osimhen, when it comes to Onwankasani player individual quality, as compared to these particular players, to me, the most definite African striker, a false number 9, a force in the box, will remain consistent for the club side for about 3 maximum seasons has been Victor Osimhen as a false number 9, not as an outlet player or in a wing side, but as a false number 9. No any other striker in Africa comes close to what Victor Osimhen has been able to give to most of the clubs, including Napoli, last 3 seasons. Indeed, it was him. And Obua Emma Napoli for it be breaking that particular case, that 33 years. No one to the Scudetto. It was something called Victor Osimhen. And now all that and Abuama Napoli and then even last season, when Antonio Conte came to the football club, he made it the point blank to Papa Victor Osimhen, said he's not part of his plans, and then he doesn't befit his system of waiting in the Napoli football club. But then he needed to go on loan to Galatasaray. And there be last season. So we'll check it kind of fast we used to Galatasaray. In about 41 games that he played, he scored 37 goals plus 8 assists for Galatasaray. Incredibly, so some of these strikers or mobile in their favorite football clubs are. I believe that Victor Osimhen as an African player, he did very well by scoring 37 goals plus 8 assists. But when it comes to the national team, that has been the problem. It limited Victor Osimhen the chances of winning the CAF Best Player of the Year. National team no one sends some American is about Nigeria failing to qualify for the World Cup. Because I will check it 2 players or no more air competing now. You will have Mohamed Salah or Egypt or more qualified there for the World Cup. You get about a Hakimi or also Morocco or Momako into the World Cup. But Victor Osimhen and rather and I say one analysis say against the DR Congo, they failed to qualify to the World Cup. But then he has been able to help Nigeria to qualify for the AFCON. The AFCON is not enough. We would have had a lot of players who have had their national teams qualifying them to the AFCON. But the ultimate competition in the world, apart from the UEFA Champions League, and second, we'll talk about the FIFA World Cup. The FIFA World Cup, that is where stars are emerged. That is where you show your superiority. That is where you show your quality as a player, Obo Ediama O club and Obo Ediama Omai. And that is why I feel say Victor Osimhen, if he lead the Nigerian national team just to qualify them. But so for an individual brilliant performance for the Nigerian national team, he has been splendid. The number of goals, the number of difficulty times that he rushed the occasion to save Nigeria, the Super Eagles, from a lot of embarrassment to Makum under his tenure as the main striker for Nigerian national team, I believe, say, and no dear for individual brilliant players are more Nigerian national team. So who you know, I think so. And then he has been doing very well, sacrificing his commitment level. The national team has been very well. But then for Nigeria failing to actually not qualify to the FIFA World Cup, and any wicked points and no intimate boy Victor Osimhen just for him to actually win that particular title for himself as the African best player in this particular.
But then, am I afraid to say Gugurasi?
Say Gugurasi, dear no.
AFCON for Guinea and Man.
So is there anything in account? Guinea and qualifying for Anko AFCON, clearance and so on qualify.
But also can't. Asha for the not the UCL Baba for on last season. I'm on a joint top squares on a joint top squares.
That's one.
So don't be 2 players on a Rafinha.
On a
Rafinha last season.
Yeah,
my so I don't mind fair to know.
Oh, say
a Gideon striker Bogus man Dortmund and I've gone over.
Look at the consistency for 2 seasons. The club no free bar Borussia Dortmund. I think say he was scoring.
Yes, Stuttgart.
No Shegos. But already problem has been the national team. AFCON. No. If you fail to qualify your national team for the AFCON, there's no way that you have a place in the CAF Player of the Year because CAF the other team number here. Basically no air the AFCON.
Okay.
How you are able to use your national team to perform very well, especially with the continent now we're trying. He is a good player, but a level no any draw.
Level
the kind of level where Cheo Gurazi betime use the Guinea national team bioma performing it drew that particular podium Ubisa Hakimi or what he did with Morocco in making sure so don't be in the semi-final of the FIFA World Cup. Check Mohamed Salah 2 times or qualify Egypt Jomako World Cup. The last time Ananka Oyen 3 times was against Ghana 2014 a player of Ghana MON-FRI. So he has used the Egyptian national team to qualifying them to the World Cup. What AFCON final against Senegal? Last season, no cramp, sha. In terms of individual performance, he did very well. Even Champions League in summer working. Oh yeah, dear. By the number of goals in total, then check it with Mohamed Salah and Victor Osimhen. You actually understand how difficult the race will become when she will be to credit and become one. It doesn't come close to this particular 3 guys are or move through the podium. No. But Diaby, say me can you say now if say I'm basing on goals impact, say Obi the CAF best player of the year. That's me basing on goal impact. Then maybe I can choose between Salah and then Victor Osimhen. Because of say when it comes to consistency throughout last season for the side of Mohamed Salah, he scored quite huge number of goals and assists for Liverpool Football Club and even for the Egyptian national team. The same thing applies to Victor Osimhen, making sure it's 41 games, or close to about 37 goals and then 8 assists for his club. Also, with that particular goals, but me based on full season dominance for the national team and even to the individual brilliant performance for the club side, then I will actually choose, Achraf Hakimi over these particular 2 players, both Mohamed Salah and Victor Osimhen. And that is a fact. Diaby, what did Coupe de France? What did French Liga? What did Super Cup? What did UEFA Champions League? The year under review, were qualifying the national team, Jomako AFCON.
AFCON,
was also very good. Then you qualify.
Yeah.
Was also the Omako World Cup. World Cup, how Morocco for a qualified the World Cup. It was beautiful in this continent, Africa. Omen Luso game, and he played major role in that particular team. So it gives him that kind of nod over these 2 players, Mohamed Salah and Victor Osimhen. And I believe that this time around, this particular CAF best player of the year, say Hakimi ain't me win dia. Then I don't know whoever will win. And I said you'll be winning. I don't know the criteria and how they voted to actually elect either Mohamed Salah or Victor Osimhen over Achraf Hakimi. But baby, I'm maybe the analysis now Baby Drew and per the statistics and per what these particular 3 players have been able to do for their football clubs there. I believe Achraf Hakimi coming on Wednesday, he will actually clinch that particular title by winning the CAF best player of the year. Ghana Yankobi, we've had feels ODG or no so air performing. Ama these particular 3 players and so any agino massa ewo ase. But Diaby, Gattuso in common on. Navarra is in common on.